and welcome to a slightly more, I guess, down-to-earth, a bit cozier stream, because instead of doing a blind playthrough for a great RPG, or, you know, getting demolished in Elden Ring, or waiting for Danganronpa, I wanted to go back to a game that's a bit of a classic for me, just to have a bit more of a chill-out stream on this nice, very warm Saturday in the UK here. So I thought, why not Super Castlevania 4? My favourite Classic-Vania. I do have a soft spot for the original, and I have a soft spot for Rondo of Blood. Maybe one day I'll do a stream of Rondo of Blood as well, but I do genuinely prefer this over Rondo of Blood, which I know puts me in the minority, because most people adore Rondo of Blood, just that little bit more than Vania 4. But this is my views, my opinions. I love 4. I find 4 to just be that perfect balance between cleaning up on mechanics and systems, while at the same time being a really charming arcade game. So let's go right in. Konami. Remember when you were a respectable company? So long ago. And I am playing it off, as you could tell from the opening, the anniversary collection that is on most platforms. Just because it allows save states, so if we get stuck at a bit, we can move on. Because I might absolutely adore this game, but it doesn't mean I'm good at Classic-Vania. I'm never going to pretend I'm a master at Classic-Vania. I just kind of play and enjoy them, and if I get stuck at a bit, I get stuck at a bit, you know? And yeah, I'm sure when people hop into chat, they'll ask about it, so I'll preface it now, but expect me to explain it a couple times. I'm aware of that Bloomberg article on Sony's Project Spartacus, where it's basically their answer to Xbox's Game Pass. Where it's going to be a subscription service where you get like a plethora of free games, a bunch of extra bonuses, but the big one for me from the article that I saw and immediately went jackpot is that apparently the one of the higher tiers of the subscription is going to include a streaming license for every single game on PlayStation 4 and 5. Every 100 years, the forces of good mysteriously start to weaken. Thus, the power of Dracula starts to revive itself. His power grows stronger and stronger every 100 years. Dracula has revived many times. However, his sinister actions have been consistently thwarted by the Belmont family. It's been 100 years since the last confrontation between Dracula and the Belmont family. But now the serenity of Transylvania is being threatened by destructive forces. On a dark and eerie night, Dracula rose from his grave to unleash his destructive power over the countryside. I love how ominous this opening is. Once again, Simon Belmont is called upon to destroy Dracula. With only his whip and courage, he sets out to restore peace to Transylvania. If you don't know, because you're not into like the Classic-Vanias or where this is in the timeline, Super Castlevania 4 is a more dramatic retelling of the original game. Literally, canonically, Super Castlevania 4 is technically not canon, because it is and isn't, it's just a retelling of the original game. The original game is still the one in the lore that they'll reference in, like, other parts of the timeline. So this is a recreation of Simon's original showdown with Dracula, not to be confused with Simon's Quest. Alright, we don't need to see the demo reel. Can I actually do something with this screen, make it a bit bigger? You can only get it full screen if it's with scan lines? Ugh. Maybe pixel perfect then, I guess. No, we'll keep it on blank. Oh, whoops. Yeah, X is back, so it's circle, yes. Whoosh. So I'm just kind of reminding myself of the controls. Yeah, okay, you can still do that. Oh yeah, if you hold the jump button whilst you're on the stairs, it allows you to aim freely without having to worry about shit. You have to hold down and then tap jump for you to drop off the stairs. Yeah, see? Once we pass the garden, we enter the first zone, and the music, a very infamous and beloved track. This track is simply known as Simon Belmont's theme. I'm just gonna let it play and do its business as I play on. Oh, damn it. I was going to let the music play, but I didn't want to pick up that axe. I always prefer the cross. I should have just gone for it. Oh, well. Half health in the dream, we can do it. But yeah, that's Simon Belmont's theme, and that theme has transcended over time to become, like, one of the most beloved tracks in the franchise. Even now, like, what they managed to get out of the SNES, because this was once a Super Nintendo game, what they managed to get out of the SNES with some of the tracks in this game is genuinely... God dang it. Like, it's genuinely a sound to behold. I love this game's OST, I genuinely do. I love Rondo of Blood's OST as well. I should say that I love most Classic-Vania's OSTs. I think the only one that I kind of forget about a little bit is Castlevania 3. So even Simon's Quest has some great tracks. Oh, right, this. You're not going to see me use that unless I have to. It's clunky as heck. Okay. Oh yeah, get used to just checking walls. There's always going to be something. What we just picked up is the double power-up. The double and eventually the triple, it does what it says on the tin. With your sub-weapon, which right now is our dagger, it allows you to double up how often you can throw, and then triple up the speed of how often you can throw. So in this instance, we can do that. When beforehand, we had to wait for the first one to completely leave the screen before we could throw the next one. It ends up not mastering that much with the dagger, but with things like the axe and the cross, it is a godsend. Sure, I'll try Holy Water for a bit. Oh, I should probably stop messing around so much. I just looked at the time. I forgot there's a time limit in this game. You get so into it sometimes. Ah, that's what I mean. You gotta check these walls. There's always something. Hearts are your ammo, not your health. If you're seeing that and be like, oh, why isn't his health going up? No, 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 no. Like eating food, like meat and whatnot, that's your health. No, I don't like the stopwatch. Now applies to every Vania. I've never been a fan of the stopwatch. Be a little wary of this bit, though, as a motorbike passes by. These Medusa Heads will absolutely knock you around. And these, like, you see these thinner wooden beams underneath us. They will break through if you land on them instead of walking across them. It's like if you jump, you'll go straight through them. And so these Medusa Heads try and hit you to make the knockback put you through them. Also, we're back on this goddamn dagger because the game is adamant about making me use it. So that if you just jump straight for that heart, you'd get screwed over and fall through. So you have to, you know, use a little bit of patience. Alright, first boss. Got ya. Now you gotta do it. Ah. I was like, everything pauses the very second you touch the orb and says what you gotta do. Yeah, whip goes wee! Yes, hello, Mango. You've always got to try and flick the whip when it matters, so when you hit the orb, like, you've got like the perfect pose. We're on to stage 2. This track's quite nice as well. Like everyone always talks about, like, you know, the Simon Belmont theme, which, yes, of course they do. It's a fantastic track, but its entire soundtrack's really enjoyable. The thing is, my favourite track in this game isn't actually Simon Belmont's theme. It'll play later on, and I will point it out when it gets to it. But there's actually a couple tracks I prefer over Simon Belmont's theme. And one of those tracks actually gets well, one of the tracks that's one of my favourites to try and be subtle about it actually gets a remix in Castlevania Circle of the Moon, which was really exciting for me when I first went through Circle of the Moon, not knowing that remix was there, going into one area and being like, wait a minute. But in that Circle of the Moon, in a nutshell, that game is littered to the brim with remixes of old tracks. It's only got like 2 or 3 original tracks in the whole game. The rest is remixes. In there. Because I know most people use it just for like the meme, but the actual like wiggling when you just hold down the attack button and does it is great for wall checking. Just to go up to a wall and just do like that to see if there's anything there, or it's like just hit things that are being a little awkward. I don't know if I can make that jump. It doesn't matter if I miss it because the screen drops. Okay, good. Ooh, yeah, I'll take the cross. Even if you have to do this bit again, that's fine. The cross is worth it. You have to forgive me. Like, this is like genuinely like a piece of my youth. So I'm gonna be humming the track song. It was the same when we did SpongeBob the other week. Like, this track is like, this entire game is of great significance to me. And so the whole soundtrack just becomes hummable, because, you know, it's the childhood bias kicking in. Probably the reason why I prefer this over Rondo, because I didn't get to play Rondo when I was a kid. Because, you know, it was like Japan exclusive outside of the Dracula X version, which wasn't that great. I shouldn't be so gung-ho going for these torches, because I'm going to end up with another dagger. I'll drop to this one to make that jump. I love that bass line in the back. But they really knew how to make the most out of that SNES sound chip in this game. Oh, well, I'm glad that fell in the water. I say I don't think that water kills. I think that water, like, it's like a slow sink, like it's quicksand. Not that I'm about to go test it out if I can help it. I can almost guarantee there's something in that wall there. One sec. No. Oh, yeah. Okay, there it is. Knew it. It's like that wall, the way that is. Yeah, that's definitely a secret. You bitch, get here. And sometimes the whoop-de-whoop whip attack is very helpful for things like the birds, where they only have like 1 HP anyway. So if you missed your initial swing, it's not the end of the world. You can still catch them before they hit you. Bats, on the other hand, they have a little bit more. Whereas like that, you see, even though I missed my swing, I just kind of went like that and I got him. You think it's bad now that I'm humming to the tracks? Wait until we get to the tracks that are like my favourite tracks in the game. Then you're screwed. Oh, right, I remember this boss. It took me a second. I was gonna like, what boss is now? There we go. Cross makes short work of them. And that's not the end of the level, that's a mini-boss. So see, it continues on. Oh yeah, I'll absolutely take double cross, thank you. Fuck. Just like, I can probably jump over that, never mind, there goes double cross. It's okay, there's a lot of verticality in this level anyway, so the cross probably wouldn't have been as helpful. That said, if another one shows up, I'm taking it. Oh, yeah, a little glimmer of SNES lag kicking in there. Oh, SNES emulated lag, to be precise. So I don't think this is like an actual remaster, the Anniversary Collection. I think it is emulation work, just good quality emulation work. Whip, whip, whip. Get it, thank you. Well, that's the end of the stage. Now we're in stage 3. For the record, I'm streaming this today. I'm not going to stream tomorrow because I know it's a different day of the year elsewhere in the world, but in the UK, tomorrow is Mother's Day. So I'm, you know, not going to stream because I'm going to spend time with my mother. And then I'll be back Monday when Testament drops for Guilty Gear Strive. So I don't think the water droplets hurt you. I think they are just water. It's not like an acid drop coming down. You know, it's an aesthetic. So I gotta stop humming. I gotta stop humming the tracks. It's a problem. It's like, if I'm humming the tracks now, I'm really going to be screwed when I actually get to some of my favourite tracks in the game. I had a feeling. That's why I was trying to jump away a little bit. I was like, I think that's a weapon. There we go. Thanks, I guess. Yeah, you have to learn that you can hit the fireballs away. Otherwise, you're not getting under that unscathed because you have to duck. There's something else down here anyway, and I don't want the holy water. Because it was around this time in, the Classic-Vania lineage where some sub-weapons started to just become unstoppable and some others started to become kind of worthless, and this was kind of like the cross and the axes game. The holy water's still alright, don't get me wrong, it's just it become very defined by this point how powerful they were compared to everything else. They drop, don't they? Yeah, I was gonna say, I can see them wiggling. I was like, I should probably back up. Oh, the debris hurts you too. Come on. Oh, I love this track. I love that this game, like, despite being, like a SNES title and whatnot, knows how to do very effective, I don't think you can kill these things, can you? Atmospheric tracks. And this is one of them. I love this track and how it sells the atmosphere. It's actually something, and I know I'm going to get shot for this, something I'll compliment the reboot for. The Lord of Shadows reboot. I felt like they did atmosphere and the atmospherical tracks really well. More so Lord of Shadows 1 than 2. Lord of Shadows 2 tried to go back more onto like the epic scale of things, and how effective that was is, well, open to your interpretation. I liked it, but I know it wasn't everyone's cup of tea. And the game's final act was absolutely rushed, there's no denying that. Even if Mercury Theme themselves keep denying it and saying, no, it's exactly what we intended. It's like you intended for the last act to just kind of happen with no real, like, pacing. It just happens. Oh, be careful with this level, though. The screen doesn't wrap back down, so if you drop back where you came, you will hit a bottomless pit. So if the screen's not lowering for our position, so you have to be careful. But it isn't too long of a section anyway, so don't stress about it too much. Just be careful not to hit your head on that enemy. So now down there counts as a bottomless pit. Even though we'd still technically land on it, it's a bottomless pit. I'm not going for that. It's going to be a sub-weapon I'm not going to want. Right, so I think now that's the transition into stage 4. No, still stage 3. I forgot there's 3 parts to stage 3. So we have all the mermen that's going to attack us now. And they're infinite, they'll endlessly jump out the water, so just try and keep a move on. Ow. Well, we're likely approaching our first death, unless we get really lucky with a piece of meat like right now. The water effect's making us lag the hell out. Look. Let's get out the water then. Oh, you... Whoa, nearly had me. I'm waiting. I don't want to risk picking that up. I don't mind if it's the axe I accidentally pick up, but no. That's terrible. Oh, you... It's alright. Didn't want that way, didn't know anyway. Welcome to the biggest make or break for a lot of people with Classic-Vania. Knockback. Knockback will get you killed more often than anything else in this damn game. Oh, nice, we got a crossback. That wasn't too bad. That was quick. At least we know it's right there. To be fair, there are physical platforms in the water. It was just we didn't hit one when we got knocked away there. Oh well, that's one. Wonder how many will be on before we finish. Although I don't intend to, if I get like genuinely stuck later on, because you know some parts of this game later on do get pretty tough. Even if I played this game a whole bunch, I still struggle with some of it. I will use the fact that this game has save states on the anniversary collection. Like I'm not gonna elitism any of it because that's just there's no point. There we go. If you just keep a mojo going, you would have got through that section just fine. But I wanted to stop and be cautious, and so I got whacked for it. Oh, okay. Yeah, the cross is a free screen nuke. So I remember that being slightly awkward. Does that respawn? No, fuck. Well, I had to brave it. How many lives have I got left? Players free. Okay. I'm doing alright for now. You fuck. Of all the positionings, come on. Let's try that again. Yeah, as I said, knockback genuinely makes or breaks it for a lot of people coming back to Classic-Vanias. It's at its worst in Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, but the entire difficulty is at its worst in Dracula's Curse, so that's not really saying anything. But then saying that, a lot of people despise Castlevania 3 for how insanely difficult and admittedly very unfair a lot of its difficulty is. But I genuinely don't mind most of it. Like, there's a couple bits later on in the game, and like one specific level that I despise. But most of the rest of the game is just fine. Okay, that is something to land on. To be honest, if I had to pick a Classic-Vania that was actually like the one I dislike, I would actually lean you towards Bloodlines, the Genesis/Mega Drive Castlevania. That's the only one I've never been too keen on. Oh, I didn't pick up another sub-weapon. You know what, just in case things go foobar, I am going to make a quick save. There we go. So this fight's going to be a lot harder now we don't have a sub-weapon. It looks like they're just missing a lower jaw, but no, it's supposed to be the scales. There we go. Ah, still trying to get it in a good spot. Oh well. But now we're moving on to stage 4. And stage 4-2 is where one of my favourite tracks in the game is. I say the whole of stage 4's theme's good, but stage 4-2 in particular is where like my jam is, if that makes sense. Because this does do a lot of the whole, like, part 2 of a stage is a slight remix of the first part. Because I love this theme in general. It's just part 2 of this theme is where it became god tier for me. I was like, oh no, I love this track. Because this track is great. This is another like good energy to it track. And the fact that there's a remix of this in Circle of the Moon, and the remix includes both part 1 and part 2 of this track in one go. Because this just catches the atmosphere for me perfectly of what Vania's about. Like, there's like a good like spark and fun to it, but it's still gothic. It's still got some dark vibes to it. But it's got a beat, it's got fun to it, and it's something that I feel like is it should be in the DNA of every single Castlevania. Yeah, it should be gothic, yeah, it should be creepy, and yeah, it should be sometimes a little horror. But at the end of the day, it's one of the campiest, cheesiest, just having fun fucking franchises out there. Like, it knows when to be serious, but it also knows when to kick back and just have a blast. And Classic-Vania, Metroidvanias, the 3D-Vanias, all of them, I feel, really capture it pretty damn well. Even the ones that are supposed to be more serious, I think do it pretty damn well. Like, Lament of Innocence, despite how much, like, more grounded that is as a whole, that still knows when to have a little bit of fun. And then there's games like Curse of Darkness, which, about half that game is some of the most, like, campiest, cheesiest antics I can think of, and I live for it. I really hope there'll be a point one day where they do a another HD collection, because they are like in the mojo for these Castlevania collections. It's like I hope they do another one that will cover Lament of Innocence and Curse of Darkness, because I'd love to show people why Curse of Darkness is such a dumb fun game. Because it really is. The game's a blast. It's a little too long for its own good, but it's still really fun. No! Fucking. So knockback is the ultimate killer. It's never. It's never enemies. Well, until you get to like late game boss fights, it's always knockback. Just perfectly positioned knockback to screw your life, or you know, failing your jump. Is that game over? Okay, no, 0 counts as a life. I don't mind if we game over here. I enjoy this level anyway. Knockback, like I said, is just genuinely just part of the DNA. You just gotta accept it for what it is. It's an annoying thing that they eventually moved past in later games, but it's still something you have to live with in the early games. I want that axe. Thank you. Where are you? There you are. There we go. Oh, we were right here too. For the stage 4-1 boss. You stay there for me, thank you. Alright, 4-2. And now this is my favourite track in the game. Well, one of my favourite tracks in the game. Oh no, it's not that version yet. No, it's still playing the 4-1 version. I was like, it's the same startup. I was like, is it? Is it? Is it? No. Oh, it puts you right back here? Okay. Right, when we get back there, I'm going to save stay at that bit. I was like, I knew I needed to get off because Medusa Heads were coming, but I wasn't expecting them to just kind of bonk me like that. Alright, no worries. The game makes the rules. It went, you're going, goodbye. That section is a little annoying, to be fair, but I don't mind. If I have to replay this level 6 times, I will. That's the charm of when a game's enjoyable, is when you don't care if you're stuck at a bit and you have to do the challenge several times, because you're too busy having a blast anyway. And now we know what to expect, we should hopefully not get killed by knockback so much. I'm aware that if you hold down and then get hit, it mitigates knockback, but that's a lot to think about suddenly. As much as it's just holding down, that's a lot to suddenly process when an attack's coming at you and you're at an edge, to suddenly just think, oh, you know. And this level's not that long anyway. Well, where we died isn't that far away anyway. It's this room, the next one, a mini boss, and we're there. That platform didn't spin. Did I just baby tap it so much that it just didn't go off? They're supposed to spin the moment you land on them from a jump. Get over here. Yeah, you. Right, let's go kick this mini boss's ass again. Yeah, just stay there for me. Thank you. Alright. Just in case it goes foobar again. The way this section works is that you clip onto this and it swivels round. You land on that platform, deal with enemies, and then eventually the ledge will start swiveling again and you latch back onto this. And here, enemies will show up. It's Rondo of Blood where the crouch down to avoid knockback rule matters, it seems. Not this one, I got muddled. Rondo introduced that safety net of holding down, because I held down and I still got kicked around. Because we need to get in there. But to do that, we need to survive this onslaught. I need to drop into that hole. Or, you know, fail. Love tap the spike and it instant kill me. That works too. Oh boy. That was just my impatience kicking in. I should have waited just a little bit more and then just swung in properly. But I was like, no, I could probably make that. No, he could not. Plot twist, Robert could not make the jump. Alright, let's wait this time. I could probably drop here and make it. Nope, doesn't care for that, okay. Doesn't care for that at all. It was like, bitch. No. Am I misremembering? Is that not the way you're supposed to go? I might be misremembering. I'm just going to stick onto it and wait until it stops moving by itself. So I might be completely misremembering. I just remember dropping down in there and it proceeding onwards. It hasn't been that long for me to be misremembering that severely. Actually, no, I do remember it. When it stops moving, a bridge extends. It has nothing to do with that pit. That's a bait. That's what it is. That pit is completely a bait. It's to make you go in there. That's why I died twice going through it. No. I was completely misremembering. I think it's a different Vania where they have something like that. Where there's a pit you're supposed to actually just jump into. But if you wait, you can hear it. This is the way you're supposed to go. And this leads into... Yes, now we're in Theme 2. I love this rendition of the track. It's my one of my favourite tracks in the game. As Mode 7 goes crazy in the background. Boom, boom, do 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 do. I love this remix. This for the part 2. Well, fuck. I got my ankle bitten by a bat. No. That's not the bit we want to slip through. This is what we want to slip through. There's a lot of different ways for you to progress through this specific level. But this is just the route I ended up with. Get hit by bat once, dies. Yep, morning, John. Good old Classic-Vania. Oh yeah, since you're in, John, I can bring it up again, since I know you'll be interested to hear this and maybe understand why I'm excited. Have you seen that Bloomberg article on Sony's Project Spartacus? Which is going to be basically their answer to Xbox's Game Pass. You know, the whole, you pay a subscription, you get games for free, and a bunch of other benefits, yada yada. Well, the one that's on the article that took my interest is that higher subscriptions will include a streamer's license for games that are blocked, that have blocked scenes. Meaning I'll actually be able to stream the Danganronpa games if that ends up being legit. And so just in case it is legit, and you know, it isn't just a really like deep fake rumor or anything like that from that article, I'm holding off continuing Ultra Despair Girls. I just finished chapter 1, but I'm holding off, because if that ends up being legit, I'll absolutely wait until that streamer thing is a thing, and then stream Ultra Despair. And I would say stream V3, but I only just finished that goddamn game, and I don't really want to go through it again, like, straight after like that. So obviously we don't know if it's legit, and it could all end up just not happening, but if it is true and it does actually include that, we're in business. So I said I'm holding off on Ultra Despair. I said in my own time I finished chapter 1, but I don't mind doing that again for streams. It's only the first chapter and it isn't that long, even if it caught me off guard how morbidly dark it got near the end with the first of the Warriors of Hope. Like, it's one thing to be told the game, like, Ultra Despair gets really, really dark. It's a whole other thing to see it for yourself. And it made me kind of nervous of what to expect from the other Warriors of Hope, the other kids, when we eventually do Chapter 2 and whatnot. But apparently, according to the article, it's going to be announced next week. So, we're keeping an eye on that. I'll absolutely be keeping an eye on that, because if that ends up being completely legit, we're in fucking business. I'll absolutely pay the subscription fee to do that. It's only going to get worse from there. Yeah, I have a feeling. When it's like, this is chapter 1, this is just the opening. It's like, where do we go from here? Oh, right, down. Got it. This is a Danganronpa game. It's like, can we just go back to the prologue when it was like we were catching up with Nagato? That was nice. I think the easiest, and I saw someone make this comment, and when I saw it, I've just been latching on and holding on to it ever since, because I feel like it perfectly fits. That Ultra Despair Girls feels like if Rob Zombie directed a Danganronpa. Which, if you don't know who that is, he's directed a lot of horror films, like, over the years, and a lot of them are weirdly specifically dark. And Danganronpa Ultra Despair definitely feels like that, where things are kooky and weird, like, the villains are really weird, like, the way the game talks and the language feels slightly off. No one feels right, but there's still some weirdly human characters that slot in there. But when shit gets dark, it feels like they decided what's the darkest, most uncomfortable subject we could possibly find and wrote about that. And that's a Rob Zombie film. And that's how Ultra Despair Girls feels. And it's like, so I'm genuinely nervous of what the other kids, like, what their, like, trauma is. Because I gathered that's what it is. That all the kids, the reason why they band together against the adults is because all of them are deeply traumatized by something the adults did to them. And it's why, like, the first kid, and I'm going to keep on calling them first kid and whatnot, because I cannot remember any of their names. The only one I remember is Monica, because she scares me. The kid in the wheelchair. Like, every little scene Monica's in, I'm like, that kid's trouble. That fucking dog! Sorry, we literally just started the levels, it's not the other world. But it's like the rest of them, I couldn't tell you their names. I just killed the redhead one. I'd say killed. Defeated the robot of the redhead one, and then the other kids killed. And I was like, oh, okay, child murder's a thing in this game. I guess the only reason they got away with it is because it's technically other kids that do it, and not an adult murdering a child. We're actually quickly approaching the next track that I like, is one of my favourite in the game. And it's an odd one, because every time I bring it up, people go, what track? And I'm like, no, this one. Then I play it, and they go, oh, that one. Like, I have a lot of takes I'm sure a lot of people are bad for Super Castlevania 4's soundtrack. That's, you know, Simon Belmont seems not my favourite track. It's my third favourite. And the two tracks I prefer over it are, like, weird level themes that are, like, mid to later half of the game. Ow. Yeah, right, I forgot it. The castle is where the difficulty steps right up, so you start getting wrecked by shit. Thanks, Axelite. I think it's another room before it plays. No, it's not. It's now. This is my other favourite track in the game. And I honestly couldn't tell you why I love it so much. I just really love it. Just take a listen. I think I'm just a sucker for any piano track, and the fact that this track goes so in on the piano, it just duh, 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 duh. I just live for it. Because the piano's always been my favourite instrument. It's why I tried to learn it to begin with. Even if I can only play Flea March. And it's why I love Clair de Lune so much, and the fact that it keeps on fucking showing up in the games I play. Oh, I thought I didn't make that for a second. I'm actually going to drop a save state here, because I remember this room kicking my ass a bunch when I was younger. This is where we're going to do it first time, but I just remember it being a pain in the neck to get through. Ow. Boom, doom, da doom. Sorry. When these chandeliers drop, the small candles you see fling out to the side count as part of the hitbox, so wait until they actually stop animating full stop before you go crazy with anything. Ow! No, actually, no, I'll accept that death, because it should just put me at the start of this room. Yes. And I'd rather that, so I'm at full health. And you get to listen to this track from the start again. Sorry. I can't help it. This entire soundtrack is really enjoyable. It's one of the better SNES soundtracks that, you know, wasn't a Square Enix game. Because, like, that was, like, the thing at the time. If it was a SNES soundtrack from Square Enix, you knew it was going to push the SNES to its limits with the music alone. Usually because it was a Final Fantasy game with Nobuo Uematsu at the helm. I'm more of a strings fan, but piano is pretty good as well. Yeah, that's fair enough. I love the violin, and that's entirely because of, Yoko Shinomura, the Kingdom Hearts composer, because she loves the violin, and so she puts it in like everything she can, and so you learn to appreciate the violin with her music. But it's just I've always vibed with the piano more. It's a weird one for me. Like it's different for everyone. It's just if you like the thing with me with the piano, it's not just the piano itself. It's how many different uses it can have, regardless of whether it's a dominant instrument or a side instrument, like whether it's actually like the main piece or whether it's just accompanying other pieces. It always feels like it can add something, and the way it adds things to it can be different from, you know, track to track. Like some tracks they can make it very bouncy, some tracks it's like the biggest thing that makes you terrified of like an encounter. Or it can like be the thing that creeps you out in a horror setting, just like a really like slow piano piece. Well, at the same time, it can also make you cry. Which, God knows, it's made me cry a number of times over the years. For the sake of my sanity, I am going to treat picking up food as my checkpoints. So I'm saving that. That's my checkpoint if I die, because we'll be right back at the start of this room if I died again. I said, and I remember this entire room is difficult to get through in one go. I think that's the other reason, if I'm entirely honest, that I always prefer coming back to this, like now the Anniversary Collection is out. Because the Anniversary version of Rondo doesn't have save states, because it's actually a remaster and not a... I think I'm screwed. I think that hopefully that'll reset me off-screen it. Ooh, I don't know if that will flip on its own. Let's go round. I might have to... That might be a death. But Rondo of Blood, as much as like everyone will tell me it's a better game, and yeah, it is for the most part, it's way harder than Castlevania 4, in my opinion. Like this one, I think gets the difficulty just right when I can speak English. Whilst Rondo gets hella hard at places. In fact, thankfully this does reset, and it's more apparent when, you know, in the Anniversary Collection, this has save states because it's an emulator, and Rondo doesn't because it's a remaster, because it's based off the PC build. Well, I say that it's based off the PSP version, which was based off the PC build. It's a bit all over the place. It's why Symphony of the Night uses the PSP's re-recorded voice acting and not the PS1 originals in the Anniversary, which is like the only thing I kind of missed. Yes, the voice acting's better in PSP, but it was cheesier. I might be dead. Yep. But it was cheesier and more enjoyable because of it in the original. Like the iconic "What is a man" speech isn't in the PSP version. It's changed quite a lot because they translated it more directly instead of localizing it so adamantly like they did in the PS1 original. And it's Yuri Lowenthal, which is Yosuke in Persona 4, Spider-Man in the Sony Spider-Man games, who voices Alucard instead of, oh, I forget his name, the deepest voice in the universe guy. It'll come back to me as I mess up that jump yet again. Because they brought him back, that voice actor, the deep voice one, in the spiritual successor to Castlevania, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and they made him the librarian. And it's like, when you talk to the librarian, he's like, he kind of looks like Alucard. He starts talking. Oh, right, no, this is Alucard. Got it. I'm actually going to save here because this jump's annoying me. Yeah, because it stopped registering my jump input real quick on that jump. Like, you have to press it as soon as you land. Get out of here. Okay. I didn't hold up soon enough. You gotta kind of go hold up diagonal as you go, otherwise you don't register the stairs. So Simon just decided, you know what, I choose death today. Oh dear. Yeah, come back, Mr. Skelly. I see you. Literally, because you just walk straight past them. But if you're holding up, then you go up them. So I just held up too late. By the time my brain registered that I didn't go up the stairs, I just walked into the spike. I don't know if that's an instant kill if it catches you, but I was not prepared to find out. Oh, you're red, so you will get back up. If it's a red enemy, they will pick themselves back up after a set amount of time. So you never truly kill them. The only way you can effectively kill them is basically kill them over an environment where the floor is lava kind of situation, where the environment itself will hurt them. So once you put them down once, they will infinitely recycle, dying and getting back up, then dying again. I'm just going to stay there. I'm going back up. Look at those grabby hands. Look at that. Alright, you know what that means? Checkpoint. I think if the hands grab you, this becomes real and attacks. Look at these grabby hands. Ugh, go away. Where'd that one that just randomly ran up and hit me go? Where? There was another one here, it just ran up, bonked me, and then backed itself off the universe. Oh, whoops, I'm still not attached to the stairs. There we go. Is this the boss? Feels like it. Oh no, it's fucking living table. Living table, go away. I said, yeah, let me get that screen nuke, please. Fuck, I was right there. I bet that was health too. Uh-oh. Hey, get back here. There's two of you? Where did you both vanish to then last time? Oh, fuck. Ah, oh, damn, the nukes, the screen nuke necklace went, but I'm on like no health, so I have to kind of be a bit more cautious. Back. Where's the other one? There you are. Is that two enemies there? They overlapping? They seemed a bit thicker that time. There you are. No, wait, this one with the screen nuke. Get it, 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 get it. Oh, it's a 1-up? Damn it, I thought it was health. Get us up here. Oh, that's because they give you health right here. Well, you know, health means checkpoint. Oh, right, it's active. Okay. Oh god, this thing hurts. Get out of here. I'm trying to think how many stages there are before the end. If it's like it's 9 or 10. But at some point, I'll absolutely do a stream on Symphony of the Night, Castlevania Symphony, like, because that's my favourite Vania in general. But one thing at a time. It's been a very long time since I last played Symphony. And when I do it, it'd be a very casual go-through of just kind of running around and rummaging and, you know, just in general, just fucking around. Okay, no, fuck you! Like that one ghost was like, okay, you going to die. There we go. Whee! Right, you, get up here. Come here, over here, to me. Screw you. I do have a sub-weapon. That isn't the knife. Or the stopwatch. Yeah, that's perfect, thank you, game. Thanks for listening to my demands. Actually, yeah, the axe makes more sense for this because you can kind of throw this and then commit. Ow. Ow. No, thank you. I'm trying to think of any Castlevania where the dagger's, like, or Classic-Vania in particular, that has a good dagger. And it's not coming to me right now. I'm sure there's someone out there that's like, no, but the dagger is great in this Vania. And I'm like, yeah, sure it is. Let's get down there. Come here. Well, I didn't need that anyway. I am amazed I hit that, because I didn't think I would. I just panic jumped because I knew that red skelly was going to come back in a sec. I'm amazed I made that. I'll take it. Get us out of here. Oh, meat! Checkpoint. Right, don't jump. Was an evilest enemy. They make it so there's an instant kill spike above your head. So let's have an enemy run across like it's a carpet or something. The reason why I'm jumping when I'm at these paintings because these things were actually like, if there's enemies nearby, they will reach out their hand and grab you to hold you in place so the enemies get a free hit on you. And once the enemies are gone, they just stop because there's no reason to hold you still anymore. Nothing else? Okay, let's go. Oh my god! Okay, it was not worth letting the room reset. Ow, you... It's like a double and 0 health. Hey, come here, come here. Thank you. Don't come up! No, damn it! It's like, okay, if that guy just stays down there, we're good. And it just, no. As soon as I saw it reset me like before where we were, I was like, no, I'll just use my checkpoint then. I remembered that's there this time. Right, screw going that way, because everything respawned over here. Sound effects in that thing. Oh, meat. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next room, then checkpoint it then. Oh, they're all candles on that string there. There's no enemies here. Why did you want to hold me? Yeah, you have to know to crouch at that bit, otherwise you get your head slammed into the spike. And because this is a retro... I say retro. It's not retroactive. It's just a classic game. Any old game that had spikes in it, spikes was a guaranteed instant death. It was just like a rule of life. It doesn't matter how you touched it, how much you grazed it, how much you like breathed near it. If it counted as a touch, it was kill. I can't think of many games that had the insta-kill spikes that actually made it so if you just slightly graze it, it won't activate. Other than the Legend era of Tomb Raider. That seemed pretty good, that if you like sideswipe the spike, it only do a little bit of damage. It's only if you hit it head on, it would kill you. Yeah, keep doing that. Uh oh. Damn it, I tried to catch it mid-air to be fancy again. Stage 8. Right, is this where they start doing the throwbacks to the classic trilogy? Or is it the next one? Well, we'll know when we hear the music. If it starts playing either Beginning, Bloody Tears, or Vampire Hunter, we'll know. No, okay, not yet then. We're approaching it though. Now these are the drips that hurt you, the ones I was talking about earlier. Because these are acid drips, and not water. Hey, get out of here. What can I hear? Oh god. I need to get rid of this Ahriman. Because yeah, you have to actually take that upper route to proceed onwards. I was like, no, let me just deal with the threats. Actually, no, they'll respawn because they'll get screen wraps. Dang it. Please. Thank you. Because I don't want you sticking around. Bang! Alright, weapon back up to standard. I don't know why they have the whole weapon leveling thing when they always level you up to your weapon to max, like within 5 seconds of you respawning. It always just seems like a strange thing. It's the same in the old games too. They always do that. But they introduced a weapon like leveling up, but then level you up to to the max level as soon as possible. But they never it's like, well, why bother if you're just gonna do that? But it applies like all of like the Classic-Vanias. I was like, please. Oh, that counts? Oh, okay, the water doesn't kill you. Good to know. There we go. Bit of a checkpoint. Oh, I felt this was precarious. I'm not sure I like this. No, don't want that. I'd rather go without a sub-weapon and pick up another goddamn dagger. Please, meat. Yay! I think that's the other thing as well. If you play the original 3 on the NES and go to this, the biggest thing that will surprise you is how generous this game is on healing compared to them. Like, they very rarely healed you, whilst in this, they kind of go, screw it, a lot of the time. Does the water hurt you staying in? Oh, it does. Okay, I'm actually going to load that checkpoint then. I didn't realise the water, like, stepping along it hurts you as well. Nearly jumped to like that damage. Alright, loud vehicle, hello. They're not even a Mondo this time. Sort of a loud engine. Oh, this jump is gonna be annoying. Yep. How do I fucking know? I'm genuinely going to say because this jump's awkward as hell. But you can see it's awkward as hell. Because of the low ceiling and it being an IK trap. I still nearly hit it then, Jesus Christ. Approaching boss time. Oh boy. Just get in, get in. There we go. Ow, okay, fuck. But that registers super, like, into it. I thought I'd be safe where I was standing. Oh god, do I need to jump over this or under this? I don't think I'll make that jump. I think I'd rather do that. Just take the bit of damage. God, I didn't want... God, dagger. Okay, you can crouch walk under this. That's a relief. I'm not going to take that as a checkpoint until I'm safe again. But it's appreciated that they gave you some food here. Alright, now I'll take the checkpoint. What's up here? Anything of interest? Please? Points? Points, okay, never mind. Back to where we came. I just went, you know what, screw it. Oh, you can break the stairs. That's interesting to know. I was like, where's the platform? Oh, this bit's awkward. I don't remember this. The broken stairs can hurt you. Are you insane? Or did that last spike catch me in return? Just go for it. Just go for it. Get me out of there. Now it's the boss. I don't fancy my chances. Oh, Frankenstein. Don't step 24. Fuck. Wait for the next one. Wait, what weird pattern is that? What's that? What? The pattern's different. What was with that pattern? I'm genuinely, just because the pattern was different that time, it kept on throwing me off. Let me just take that save. Alright. One of these days we'll get a good pose out of it. I need to catch it in the air is the thing, but I keep on forgetting when it's an actual proper boss and not just a mid-boss. Alright, stage 9. I think now is when they're going to start, like, dogpiling the references. Where they start doing a bunch of callbacks to the old games. Not yet, but at some point in this level, I think they do. So you have to go through the spirit vaults. With destructive floors, just to keep you guessing. Oh, bye. Ow. Well, there goes that secret path. Or say it's not a secret path, it's a shortcut. It gets you up there super quick. So you can get that. Well, they know the cross is the best weapon because they always make the cross the reward for managing to overcome the difficult platforming obstacle. Please, food. Dang it. Maybe on the other side. Fuck! There's probably gonna be food up there. Where's it put me? Oh, right at the start. Okay, I'll take it. Give me a chance to kind of reevaluate how this level works. Because I kind of just bum rushed in and got destroyed before it. Oh look, we're level 3 again. Making you wonder what's the point of the leveling system again. I imagine the level system is more of just something that made more sense on the arcade machines. Because a lot of these old Vanias were on arcades before they came to like home consoles. So it's probably more of like it affected your points or something. Like give you a score multiplier if you had it. But it still seems weird. Right, where's that other enemy before we try and take the shortcut? Still screwed it up because I didn't have good positioning. So Belmont didn't want to jump at all during that. Alright, let's try this again. Got food, so I'm taking it as a checkpoint. Please! And you notice that some of those gold things were breaking towards me instead of with me. So you have to actually, you know, spot... You have to actually spot that and know when to pre-jump. Otherwise you will, like, almost instantly die. Because you'll be running into what's breaking. How many hits? Thank you. Oh boy, okay. I'll take the cross. Any day of the week. Come on. Nice. Come on, can let me kill you. I don't want to try and take this. Oh, this doesn't seem to really care if you mess it up on this one. Okay. There's stairs there. You have to actually manually go onto those stairs, or else you fall straight through. And it doesn't matter, the game doesn't care, it will treat it as a bottomless pit. Oh, I was trying to get like a good position to see if I could hit that, but it doesn't matter. This is such an awkward position, please, game. nice. I wasn't expecting food in this room. Thought it would be on the other side of this room. Oh, this is a force wrap, got it. So if we go back down, everything beneath us has become a bottomless pit again. Because you'll just touch the bottom of the screen. Case in point. Dang it. It's the same enemy. This is the other reason why I chose this game and not Rondo. Because if it was Rondo, we'd still be on like level 2. Because I play so impatiently and like front aggressive that I just get myself killed all the time. And because Rondo, you know, doesn't have emulation, isn't on an emulator, so doesn't allow save states of any kind. Yeah, it ends up working against you a lot. If you have that kind of forward momentum gameplay plan that I do. You have to accept that you have to kind of like magoo your way through it very slowly and calculating. Nice. This is not the point place. I mean, yeah, thank you. Because all the enemies are gold. Is that supposed to be the thing? It's like the vault of gold, the enemies are gold, everything just drops a lot of points. I mean, I'm not complaining. I think I just got an extra life out of it. Kill this enemy, then I'll take my checkpoint. Oh, it was good timing too. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, you are loaded with health. Oh my god. It's absolutely... Oh, there's several enemies, got it. This is where the cross-ups come in handy, because it can do some work without me. Oh, jeez. Get me out of this corner. Ow, ow. Oh, we're getting better with the posing. Yeah, now we're in the referencing because it just did the da 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 da. So it's gonna go. Yes. I'm gonna drop my quick save here and then we'll proceed on. If you have to do the goddamn clock tower level. Bloody tears. The best thing to come out of Castlevania 2 is its fucking main theme. No, you're not taking this from me. You're taking my level 2 cross from me. You've taken it away from me all game. Oh yeah, they're finicky. Be careful jumping on and off them. So yeah, now all of this like referencing past games. Starting with Vania 2, Simon's Quest. Which makes sense because this is, you know, a quest that Simon is on. But I know Beginning is in here somewhere, Castlevania 3's main theme, and Vampire Killer is in here too, the originals. Fuck. I held up. I held up, game. I call shenanigans on that one. Thank you. That one was like, I was holding dead up on the D-pad. It was even because I don't use the left stick at all. I only use the D-pad anytime I play a 2D game. Unless it forcibly doesn't let me, like say Terraria, I always use the D-pad for the moment the game is 2D. Doesn't matter how old or new it is. And so yeah, I was holding dead up on the D-pad and it just did not want to register that for me. What were we even jumping for over there? I'm not actually sure. I'm actually going to checkpoint because it's a long climb. Oh, I'm glad I checkpointed then. I know if there's going to be some people that are going to be like, oh, but you didn't do it the old-fashioned way. We had to just learn the levels inside and out. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm glad I don't. I understand it's the archaic original way, yada yada, but if I have an option to play a game in a way that I can, you know, enjoy it, I will always take that over putting myself through unnecessary time wasting or grief. I'd much rather just, you know, enjoy a game, regardless of what the difficulty or casuality of it, than force myself to go through a bunch of prerequisites that other people enforce. If this is in this version, it's there for a reason. It's because they want you to use it. Nothing in any game ever, even if it's a remaster, a re-release, or whatever, there's never anything in design ever made solely with the to be expected not to use it. Otherwise, why would they waste the time developing it? Even like joke characters or god dang it. Or joke characters or joke weapons in games, they're there because they know someone will use it. Nothing is ever developed with the intention of not being used because it's wasted budget, wasted time. Even if it's a re-release that happens to add save stating, they add it there because they want to make it something that you can use if you want to. It's the same reason why I didn't mind using like the Mimic Tear later on in Elden Ring, because it's like, it doesn't matter, it's an option, so use it. Yes, it's a powerful option, and they've since nerfed it, but the point stands. Well, when people get annoyed and people do magic runs of any FromSoft game, just because it makes bosses significantly easier when you can take them on at a range instead of having to get in and get dirty. And it's like, well, no, they've got a magic run going. Why are you going to deny them that just because they're having fun? Yeah, get down here, Whippy. Thank you. Oh my god. Look at those hooks. Oh no. I'm saving. The hooks are the only bad mark in this game. The hooks are not fun to ever use. Because they're very finicky and never seems to work the way you want them to. I mean, you can figure them out, but it's the same as when you're playing Super Metroid and you're using the grappling hook in that. It never works 100% the way you want it to. The only difference is in Super Metroid, you can get through the entire game without really using it, if you know what you're doing and know where the sequence breaks are. I feel like that should have hit me, but I'll take it. Okay, that one did. I guess that one makes up for it. And getting shoved off the gear like that isn't so appreciated. Sorry, you get to listen to more of this music. The longer this goes on, the more I get to listen to bloody tears. This track has been remixed a lot over the lifespan of Castlevania. It's kind of insane how many versions of this track there actually is. It even got its own rendition in the anime, which, for the record, it's the only Netflix show I watch, and I love the Castlevania anime. I think it's really good, and I'd highly recommend it if you haven't given it a shot yet. The first season's a little slow, but it's also only 4 episodes long, the first season, so you can live up with that. While season 2 onwards, they usually average 8 to 12 episodes. It's just because the first season was the experiment, so the case, to see if there was interest, and it was a lot shorter. As I said, I wasn't gonna try and fight him directly. Oh, there's a checkpoint right here anyway. No, I don't want to save the replay. Save the... Thank you. Oh, triple shot. Thank you, game. You are a beauty. Triple shot cross, you're set for life. But that's the highest you can go. You can't go quad shot or anything like that. Triple shot's as far as it goes. Nope. No, I want to hit the enemy. No, 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 please. Before you get me killed. Okay, no, I was paranoid that would be another weapon, so that's why I held off whacking it. I'm just gonna hold this and pray. Nearly. I wanted to test my luck a little bit, but oh well. being very generous. Is it because there's a boss coming up? Yes. Is this death? No, it's not. It's the mummy. Death. I know there's a death boss fight that involves a clock tower in the background, but I think that's a different game. Oh, I still can't get the good pose. I need to be like real quick on it. Alright, and now we've done one callback. So the next callback, I'm trying to think, does it go to Castlevania 3 then 1, or does it go 1 then 3? 1. Okay, it goes to 1. That's Vampire Hunter playing. So that means we've got beginning later, which is terrifying. Because the callback to Castlevania 3, you know, the hardest game of the classic bunch, they make like the hardest goddamn level in the game. And I was kind of waiting to get it out of the way, but no, it's still later on. But in saying that, we've just gone from like a fantastic Bloody Tears remix, and then I'm going to be honest, I'm not too keen on this Vampire Hunter remix. I don't think it's as good as some other versions. I think it almost relies too much on the chiptune of the SNES instead of trying to doing its own thing. But it's something I'll actually compliment Harmony of Dissonance, which don't get used to. I'm not the biggest Harmony of Dissonance fan. But that game had its own remix of Vampire Hunter 2, and despite the fact its sound chip was entirely 8-bit, they went crazy with making it unique for the... It's like they knew they couldn't, you know, make it sound high quality, so they went, you know what, let's make it, like, just a completely different reimagining of the track. And that's it for the Castlevania 1. Yet now we're on beginning. Alright, the way this works, the tower's going to keep on, like, the camera for the tower's going to keep on moving up, regardless of what we do, and at the bottom of the screen is that instant death spike wheel that's going to be chasing us the whole way up. Whilst Castlevania 3 music plays, because, you know, the hardest level in the game, of course they got to do this. So you can't stick around, because that thing's going to be coming for you. And all the stairs break away, so you can't even hang around to try and deal with a threat. You just have to keep moving. You either get it on your first try, or you get it on your 100th. It's genuinely one of those kind of levels. And it's always the level when I was a kid that gave me the most trouble. I always, like, struggled at this. Fuck. Alright, attempt 2. Because I know the route and how you're supposed to handle it, but at the same time, it's how you're supposed to, and it's this game. Anything can change. Now I'm screwed. Now I'm screwed, because these don't respawn. I'm dead already. Come get me. Like, you have to be kind of precise with your platforming to get through here in one piece. And you have to have the stairs work with you a lot, and holding up to make sure you register landing on the stairs. Well, as this playthrough alone is already proven, and just there, isn't always consistent. So you're kind of at the game's mercy sometimes a little bit to make sure it works. I need to kill you first. Come on, it's going to be coming. There we go. I've stopped talking because I'm actually concentrating. So I'm like, am I actually going to do it in this attempt? Did it really only take me like 3 or 4 goes? Ah, damn it. Nearly. And then you're back at the bottom. As I mean, you have to. This is hard. It takes some people a lot of goes to get this right, but you have to do the full climb in one go, because that thing's constantly chasing you the whole way up. It's an extremely difficult level. I mean, I really like Vampire Hunter, so it's nice either way, but it is a bit lackluster compared to the other remixes. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Also, I just always find this version kind of weak. I like the track, and to be honest, in recent years, we've been spoilt on Vampire Hunter. I always go back to it, but fucking Smash Bros. Ultimate, the remix of Vampire Hunter we got in that was sublime. But it also has, like, one of my favourite versions of Bloody Tears, and it also has Cross Your Heart, the arcade exclusive track, and the remix of Cross Your Heart is genuinely my favourite Smash Bros. Remix that they did. Like, I love what they did with Cross Your Heart in Smash Ultimate. Oh god. Yeah, so it took me a while to read your comment there, sorry. It's just I was so focused on trying to do this section, I didn't really glance at chat. I like trying to do it all in one go. If I get stuck at a certain point for too long, I will, save state and checkpoint it, but this is like the exception to the rule for me. I like trying to do this in one go. It's only when sometimes the game doesn't work with you and you go down the stairs anyway that it feels a little bit like, oh, well, thanks, game. But that's about it. And I have a huge soft spot for Rondo of Blood's main theme. I think that's called New Beginnings. I just love the little the guitar melody at the start. The ding 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 ding. Not that I can replicate it with my mouth, but you know what I mean. And of course, once you step past Classic-Vania and go into the Metroidvanias, all of their main themes are really goddamn good for different reasons. Oh, it checkpoint. I'm treating that as a checkpoint then. Because this part is this is the real bastard of it. There we go. And now we're at the finale, where we have a boss rush, and then we'll get our square off with Drac. So I think it's called Hall of Sinister Foes, is the track that's playing? Or something along that line? Move, crouch. Move, crouch. So if he swings over your head, it doesn't matter. Ow. Uh-oh. I got stuck in the corner. My thumb was starting to hurt a little bit doing this bit. Ow. Ow, fuck. Alright, we can do this. I believe we can do this. Because all three of the bosses here are pretty damn tough. And the fact that you have to do three of them back to back doesn't help. But this is part of the reason, like, this bit goes back to me saying I've never had too much trouble just save stating and calling it a day going through the anniversary version, because doing all three of these back to back just to die at the last one and have to do all three of them again, nah, I'm good, thanks. Ow, especially when he acts super quick like that sometimes. Alright. My thumb. If my thumb wants to come back to me, that'd be nice. My left thumb's starting to ache a little bit where I'm using the D-pad for a lot of this. And having to do a lot of diagonal, like, pretzel motions. No, I've been hit too many times. I'll take one hit, but not two. I don't have enough health as is. I can't then start taking battering on the easier phase. Just because my thumb's hurting, so I'm not holding down all the way all the time. This is a sign of an old game. If you actually start taking physical damage IRL. Fuck you. Screw it. I'll actually get this game done today. Watch this be the attempt I win now. Well, no, not like that, getting stuck. You really can't do anything to avoid that damage sometimes. Other than pray. Ah, close. Uh-oh. There we go. Oh my god. So they give you health, they show mercy, but you'd still then, like, if you game overed, you'd still be back where you was. You have to do it all. So I will save state here. My dumbass didn't realize other Castlevanias took enemies off other Castlevanias. Yeah, they reuse a lot. That boss there, and I think the next one as well, are actually kind of like standard. They show up in almost every Castlevania. after this one. I think it's this one, but now it's like the... yeah, these two show up in most Castlevanias. In fact, I think they're like the opening boss in Symphony of the Night. I think not the opening proper boss. And I mean, it makes sense. It's the same castle. It's just it's a creature of chaos. So it just what's in it changes, and it's also, you know, especially in the Game Boy Advance and DS era, where the games were being pumped out pretty successively because of Konami demand. Reusing assets just became a must for the games to be able to, you know, come out in a reasonable time frame. It's actually Rondo of Blood in particular, because I'll probably, as much as like I said, I prefer this. I'll cover Rondo of Blood at some point. Rondo of Blood kind of set the standard for most enemy designs. Like, the design most enemies got in Rondo of Blood is the one you'll then proceed to see in, like, every single Castlevania. And I'm going to drop a save here as well. Because now I think it's time for death, and this fight feels extremely luck dependent, at least for me. I know there's a way of, like, manipulating it and getting it to work in your favor, but whoa, you gotta have it play out in your hands. And it's because of like the scythes that keeps on getting thrown out here, there, and everywhere. That was way too. Oh, you. Bro, they just copy and pasted them in the same stage. It's still what it is. My point still stands. They always are going to do that. You're always going to have some familiar faces and some straight up reused sprites, because especially in the mid 2000s with the Game Boy Advance and DS titles, it was literally like one every year. And there was no real say in the matter. Konami was like, no. Castlevania's hot. It has to sell. You have to do them. And so reusing assets became almost mandatory for the games to even come out in one, and survive. As I get bullied by death a lot here. And reusing assets is a standard in most games because it's about don't waste the money sort of thing. It's like I saw a video of someone like they at least added a combo attack. Yeah, like it's like to give a recent example, like when Elden Ring came out, some people were trying to criticize that it had the same riposte animation that they've had since, you know, Demon's Souls from like nearly 13 years ago. And I was like, well, yeah, it still works. Of course they're going to reuse it. Also, little secret, jump here. Alright, fucked it up. Jump a little further on. There we go. Damn it! I was like trying to figure out exactly where that pixel is annoying. There we go. God. And he was like, hey, do you want some meat? No, he just did that. And eventually he's going to go, hey, do you want some holy water instead of that cross? Because I promise it's a better weapon. Or is it an axe that they give? Either way, I am going to drop my save here, because it is final boss time. And I love that, unlike some other Castlevanias, the first phase, and to accept the second phase, they play this track instead. And I think it's called Dracula's Death in the OST. I love that it's an atmospheric track instead of the usual, yeah, let's go kick the final boss's ass. It makes it more ominous and more intimidating that you're fighting the big bad, you know? Oh, right, you have to actually break them. Got it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, damn it. If you can break that, it will drop meat. See? You want him to use that as often as possible. Uh-oh. Hey, Drac, buddy, can you do that thing again? I'm getting bullied by the fucking fire here. Uh-oh. You plan on playing Infernix sometime? What is that? I'm not sure what that is. If that's a mode or a game or what. I've not heard of it. I need to actually hit that from further away. Got ya. Yeah, it's a game, but what's it? Okay, what's it about then? A better question. So I've not heard of it, but what's it about? What's it like? Like, give me something. And ultimately, is it on PS4/PS5? Because I stream off the PS4's like built-in system, so I don't have my own capture card. If it's a PC-only game, I'm out of luck. I had that problem the other day where someone was like, "Oh, have you tried playing this?" And I was like, "I can't because I use the built-in streaming software because I don't have the money to buy a capture card." It has an Easter egg from Simon's Quest on it. Fair enough. So I got a message from Mama Dearest. Let me respond to this. Also, I said it at the start of the stream, but because I'm in the UK, UK Mother's Day is at a different day of the year, I think, that from US's Mother's Day. So tomorrow is Mother's Day, or Mothering Sunday. So I will be, I won't be streaming because I'll be, you know, spending time with Mum. It's on every console. Well, I'll look into it. I'll put it on. I'll write a note. So I'm always open to suggestions. It's just, you know, seeing if it's something I'll like. That one was high. Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. Can I get to it in time? Because I was going to stream tomorrow. It was like early in the week when I was planning it, and it was actually my stepdad that reminded me. He went, "You realize it's Mother's Day on Sunday?" I was like, "Oh shit!" But no, I've got my mum a fair bit. I won't spoil what it is because although she doesn't watch, my mum doesn't watch my streams like religiously. I know she every now and then checks on in. So just on the off chance she happens to check this out, I don't want to spoil it. But I got some odd bits, and I'll treat her to something on the day. But yeah, even though I call it Mother's Day, officially in the UK it's called Mothering Sunday. But when you get to the last bit of his health, you change to this phase. I'm actually going to drop a save here because I want to actually, you know, get it done. But yeah, it's called Mothering Sunday because it always takes place on the Sunday closest to that date, instead of it being like an exact date of the year. And so, like, it's always like the last Sunday of March is Mothering Sunday. in the UK. I know we're weird. We don't have a set day for it. But on the plus side, it means that mums get a Sunday about them. And I mean, come on, if you're going to get a day focused on you, it's like when you get your birthday on a Sunday. It's like results. But the reason why I love the final phase is it plays Simon's theme. And suddenly Simon's theme becomes the badass final boss theme. Oh shit. You have to be careful though, positioning will kill you. I like the demon design in Fernex. Oh yeah, I'll check it out. Oh fuck. I was like, oh, I'm in an awkward position there. Uh-oh. My brain sometimes registers these electrics way too late. I'm not that old, I promise. I'm only 22. Soon to be 23. I ran straight into it. To be fair, I'm still trying to sort out the schedule for what games to play after the Genshin update next Wednesday. Because I've got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday sorted in mind. I might do another Vania later in the week then, because I'm kind of in the mood as I get like massacred by the electricity. I might install Rondo again and do that. It'd be a lot slower of a playthrough because I know I say I'm not good at this, we just beat it, but I'm really not good at Rondo, and Rondo doesn't have save states. Rondo kicks my ass and then some. Yeah, we got a decent pose for the last one. Yeah, nice. And thus, Dracula's castle is destroyed once more. There's a wall chicken in it, and if you eat it, Alcidor, I'm guessing that's the name of the character, pukes and asks what he was thinking. Okay, that's charming. There's a few games that have kind of done that with wall chicken and kind of gone, oh, why do we eat chicken from the wall? And it's like, yeah, nice one, guys. I think even like things like Hades have chicken in the wall somewhere. Not that I've played Hades, I want to. It's on the bucket list. At some point I'll do Hades. It's just there's other things that I want to play first, you know? I also want to do the Curse of the Moon duology. The Bloodstained, the Bloodstained retro styles games. Because I haven't played either of them, because when they were coming out, I was more focused on, the big one, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Not sure if it'd be your thing, but you ever played One Shot? I've heard of it, but no, I haven't played it. Hang on. One Shot. A puzzle and adventure indie game developed by Future Cat, based on its 2014 free versions, released to Steam in 2016, and consoles. Console ports were announced in December 2021. Okay, so it's not actually out on console yet, I think. At least that's what I'm getting. One Shot game. No, not Switch, PS4. Top-down puzzle adventure. Yeah, I'll give that. Yeah, it looks kind of charming. And while I'm at it, let me look up Infernax as well. Oh, I like the pixel art style already. Oh, it is super Castlevania. Wow. Oh my days, it is super Classic-Vania. Right, look, so as soon as I saw the picture and the way its HUD is set up and everything. Holy wow. Health, mana. Alright, I'll keep an eye on both of them. Let me just clear out my fucking search history on Google, and then I can go back to seeing what's on chat. Infernax also has a Contra mode? What? Oh god. Oh no! Not a Contra mode! Oh no! But I love to do more retro game streams as well. Like, I know, like... Because keep in mind, I'm 22, I was born in 1999. So a lot of games were like the milestone of the 80s and 90s were already beyond me by the time I was growing up. But when I was like 7 or 8, I got like the Sonic Mega Drive collection. Oh, I think it was. And on that Mega Drive collection, there was also stuff that wasn't Sonic. Like it was Comic Zone. I think it was that one. It might have been Gems collection. And it was like there was Vector Man. That Vector Man was Gems collection. I remember that much. And like the Ooze and Flickies, and I loved them. And I was like, I want to get some old stuff. And so I did. Because it was, you know, reasonably affordable at the time. I like started going through a lot of NES games, like Mega Drive games, SNES, Saturn. The Saturn is such a lost gem. It's a shame it's like you're not buying it nowadays, if that makes sense. It's horrendously expensive, but it really made me love classic games. Like it was just something that took my interest. The very first console I ever touched was a Mega Drive / Genesis that I had my faintest earliest memories with until I was like 2 or 3 years old, and then my family at the time got a Dreamcast. And then I grew to love video games, playing Sonic Adventure and Electromagnetic Neo. Which, speaking of Electromagnetic Neo, please, for the love of God, Sega, please re-release that game on anything. The fact that that was released on the Dreamcast and has never in its lifespan left the Dreamcast is a crime. That is such a fun platformer. At least to me, I really enjoy that game. But it's locked to the halls of time, never to see the light of day again. It's like, please guys, please do something with it. I'm not asking for a sequel or re-release or remaster, just put it on something. Yeah, I like old games too. I love how simple a lot of old games are, but I also love how ambitious a lot of games in the PS1 and PS2 era were. It's why I always get a little annoyed when, like, a game will come out and maybe it doesn't look the most graphically brilliant, and people are like, oh, it looks like a PS2 game. And I'm like, are you forgetting what kind of games came out in the PS2, Xbox Original, and GameCube era? Zelda Wind Waker was in that era. Okami was in that era. You know, games that had beautiful art design and were really fun games. Like, it's an insult to the PS2 when a game looks subpar and they go, oh, it's like a PS2 game. And I'm like, bitch, please. That console generation was so beautiful with what it managed to do. Oh, and then once you're done, you go straight into, like, a new cycle. But I am satisfied. So let us exit. Does the bonus book have box art galleries, page 7, and page 18 for featured title? Okay. Just like something extra before we finish. One of the first games I first played is getting a remaster on PS4. What is that? Because I'd love to hear it, genuinely. Anytime it's like a classic game that maybe not everyone knows, but it gets a remaster anyway and it's important to you, it feels like such a fucking, like, hurrah. Like, it was when SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom was announced as getting a remaster. That, to me, I've been waiting on that all my life. Klonoa, yes! Yes, my dude, yes! I am looking forward to Klonoa. I never actually had the original on PS1, but I had the Wii remake of the original, and I loved it. It was like one of my favorite games to play on the Wii. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I am super looking forward to Klonoa coming back, my dude. That's already like, genuinely, that's already on my calendar. When that comes out, I'm doing a fucking stream on it because I'm super excited for that. Yeah. First, Lunar Veil PS2 version, fair enough. First console I ever touched was the PS2. I still have it, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work anymore. Ah, that's a shame. My PS2 still works. I actually have it on my desk setup. It's actually like, it's chilling right next to my PS5 as we speak. And it's like, I still use it. It still works. I have a Slim. I used to have a bulky PS2, but that died eons ago, so I got a Slim, and I've looked after it enough. The only thing is, every now and then, and it's probably what's broken with your PS2, is the tape on the disc reader. They burn out after a while, and when they burn out, they lose the ability to read discs. You just have to get that replaced. Which, once you've done it once, you can do it just fine every time. It just requires a screwdriver and a little bit of love, and you can do it. It's a shame great games on PS2 are getting horrible sequels. Yeah, but there's always a chance. I always give them a chance because there's always the opportunity for something to become like a second coming. Like the classic example for me was Devil May Cry 5's release, and that felt like a second wind. Like to see that franchise come back after like 11 years since DMC4, and I loved it. I thought 5 was phenomenal. Like Def Jam Fight for New York. Yeah, I heard that sequel was god awful. I heard that was quite depressing. But then on the flip side, you have things like Streets of Rage 4 was really good. A lot of people really love Streets of Rage 4, you know, the grand return to that, and that was a super arcadey old school game. As much as I'm not really into Street Fighter personally, Street Fighter 6, I like the fact that they're using a new art direction, and the people involved in that game gets me interested. The fucking Bayonetta 2 director is directing Street Fighter 6. Like, hello? That sounds interesting, but I'm on board. Give me, you know? And the dude who directed the later seasons of Street Fighter 5, which I must, like, specify, didn't direct Street Fighter 5 when it came out. That was why that game became a mess, because it was, like, handed around all over the place from, like, several different companies before eventually it was forced to meet a release date. But when it had to be, like, picked up and repaired, I think it was starting from Season 3. Like, it was a new director lead, and the Season 3, 4, and 5 characters, all of them are really fun. Not all of them are my cup of tea, and as I said, I'm not a Street Fighter person, but I enjoyed them. Like, I really enjoyed messing around with Seth, or Dan was hilarious to play as, and even that new kid, Luke, was kind of fun, even if his super was, like, really terrible. So, like, he's doing the combat of 6, but it's directed by the Bayonetta 2 dev. Like, okay, Street Fighter 6, you've got me interested. It's the same with Tekken. Like, Harada's bound to be doing something with Tekken at this point, because Tekken 7's last DLC was a while ago. Or it's like fighting games like God Hand. I wouldn't say God Hand's a fighting game. I'd say it's like a more like technical action game. But yeah, God Hand needs a re-release of some kind as well. I was god awful at God Hand, but I at least finished it. But yeah, I love it. That game was like the pinnacle of technical action, because it always felt like every single person who played God Hand could do something different with it. Like, everyone else had their own combo strings, their own way of, like, wrecking the bosses. Some people had, like, some crazy shit that you'd never even imagine that they managed to just do, and you're like, what? Wow, you can do that? But then you'd go to the next person, and, like, they would have a way of, like, making sure they always had the roulette wheel on standby sort of thing. Like, God Hand's really fun. There's a Capcom's arcade fighters, whether it be their technical action like God Hand and Devil May Cry, whether it be more of their 2D stuff like Streets of Rage, the later Mega Mans as well. Like, Capcom, when they, like, go back to their roots and just kind of go all in on their Japanese branch, their games are great, and that still stands true to this day. It's the moment they branch out the third parties, it feels like things go wrong. Well, they had a third party help out Resident Evil 6. They had a third party do Dead Rising 3 and 4. They had a third party make the Devil May Cry reboot. You know? The moment they reach out to a third party, the quality of the games plummet, because it feels like they try and westernize them too much. But when Capcom games are at their best, when they're just quirky, weird Japanese games, and God Hand is the epitome of that. I wanted to say to Capcom, where is Deep Down? Yeah, I think that's on the bucket list. I think a lot of people are like, where is Darkstalker? Where is Dino Crisis? Why did they announce? Why did Capcom announce a new dinosaur hunting game that is with a redhead female protagonist just for it to not be Dino Crisis? Excuse me? Like, I think everyone looked at it and went, oh, it's Dino Crisis. They finally doing something with Dino Crisis. What do you mean it's not Dino Crisis? What the fuck, Capcom? And I get it. Like the word on the street with that is, I forget what it's called. Like their new dinosaur game is that it originally was a Dino Crisis, but it ended up changing so much that it felt like if they kept on calling it Dino Crisis, it would kind of be disingenuous to what it is. So they changed the name, made it a new IP, and I'm still kind of looking forward to it, but I'm not that much. Like, I've mentioned it before, despite covering a couple on this channel, that I'm not the biggest third-person shooter character. Like, that's not really my thing too much. So co-op shooters, especially, are kind of going, eh. Like, the only real exceptions. I died to the first dino in Dino Crisis. I didn't know how to dodge. Yeah, once you figure it out, you're good. It's just once. I had the luxury of the instruction manual when I was a kid, when that was originally a thing, when I had it on PS1, and you can see in the book it says, oh, time this button. I can't remember what button it is because it was forever ago, but you could just press a button there and it would lead to whatnot and the yada yada yada, you know. But yeah, the word on the street is that the new dinosaur game from Capcom was going to be a Dino Crisis, but they changed its name because the game itself had changed so much, and I'm just not a big fan of third-person shooters too much. There are exceptions. Resident Evil 4 I will always enjoy, and that's because it's RE4. I did Evil Within 2 on this channel, and I enjoy that game a lot. I'm enjoying Ultra Despair Girls, despite how horrendously dark its story is. There are exceptions to it. It's just as a baseline, I'm not the biggest third-person shooter person. I'm not the biggest first-person shooter person either, outside of horror titles, and even then, give me something to fight back with. Like, I when I was a kid, and I shouldn't have, but, you know, kids be kids, I played a hell of a lot of horror games. I lived off horror games when I was a kid. And so, a lot of them don't make me jump anymore. A lot of them don't get me. A lot of franchises in the freeze, like Parasite Eve. Yeah, there was, like, rumors floating around that they were going to do something with Parasite Eve, like, 4 or 5 years ago. And just nothing ever came of that. I feel like Parasite Eve is at least on their radar. It's just not a priority. Because it's like, Resident Evil, there's been a new Resident Evil like every single year for a while now, and all of them are still selling super well. Monster Hunter is on fire. It's at the peak of its lifespan right now. It's every new Monster Hunter game selling like hotcakes. Devil May Cry just got its grand return. Mega Man, there's rumors that X9 is in development. There's this new Dino game, there's Pragmata. Like, Capcom are really goddamn busy. And there's Street Fighter 6 now, and there's the Capcom Arcade Collection that's coming out in the summer. I'm completely opposite. I get scared shitless in horror game. That's fair enough. I said when I was a kid, absolutely. But I love horror as a genre. It's the same with films. I don't really watch films that much, but I will still sit down and watch a good horror film. They do Chapter 1 in Dead Space. Well, yeah, to be fair, dude, if you picked fucking Dead Space to be your first horror, yeah, that's on you. That game is infamous for being like one of the scarier horrors out there. Dead Space 1 is borderline traumatic at points with how scary that game can get. But if you can sit through it, I think it's worth it, because Dead Space 2 is, like, one of the most fun horror games I can think of next to games like RE4. Dead Space 2 is phenomenal. I love that game. It's just a shame, you know, it's owned by EA, so I never want to play it again. And they killed it with Dead Space 3 by forcing it to be a co-op shooter instead of a horror game. When the whole thing that made Dead Space 1 and 2 scary is that you were horrendously isolated in space stations with no help from anyone or anything. And then you go into the third one, it's like, oh, we're planet hopping with a buddy now, and you're like, what? This isn't Dead Space. But it's like, yeah, like Parasite Eve, it was like murmured around a few years ago, so I don't think it's entirely forgotten. It's just I think Capcom's hands are full with like everything else they want to do. I'll be honest, UDG's Ultra Despair Girls motion controls really aren't that good for the action bits, and especially for the bosses. Yeah, I noticed it a little in the first boss. It's like, I really wish I could spin the camera a bit quicker. I picked Silent Hill 2, went into the apartment and stopped playing because everything was pitch black. Yeah, to be honest, as a extremely biased Silent Hill fan, I'm like, that's a shame that you didn't push on. If you ever, and this applies to anyone listening, if you do ever take an interest in Silent Hill, even if it costs a bit, otherwise, you know, emulate it if it costs too much. Try and play the original versions of 1 through to 4 and not the HD remaster. Because the HD remaster fucked up a lot and made far inferior versions. Like 2 and 3 got rid of the fog, and the fog was, you know, part of the reason what made them so intimidating, and recasted in both games' entire voice cast. And it didn't work. It's not like, say, with Castlevania Symphony of the Night, where it went from cheesy to professional. No, it went from real people to professional actors. And that's the easiest way to put it. When you play Silent Hill 2 and 3 on PS2, every voice, no matter how awkward a delivery might sound or how off, they feel like real people who are genuinely in this hellish location trying to find out what the fuck's going on and succumbing to madness slowly but surely. You play the remasters. I'm gonna play... Oh, okay, fair enough. But it's like, but the remasters, they got like a professional voice cast. Like they got Troy Baker to be the voice of the main character of 2 and things like that. And it lost all of its humanity because it just sounded like professional voices all of a sudden. And like cheaply hired, just chuck them in for a quick job and professional jobs, you know? Whilst in 2 and 3, the reason why they sound so off in 2 and 3 and so human is because the actors and actresses themselves were forced to feel uncomfortable during the recording sessions. And it was done deliberately, so then everyone felt off with Silent Hill, even the voices. So when you're playing it, it sounds uncomfortable for you because they don't sound comfortable. And Silent Hill 4 The Room, if you've got claustrophobia, that is the one I'd probably discourage. Because that game is extremely close quarters, extremely small spaces, and some of the enemies are like, they make up half the room and you're just trapped in there, and it's called Silent Hill 4 The Room because they want you to feel like you're stuck in a room. You know? But if you're prepared to face the psychological terror that is that game, I would highly recommend Silent Hill. Don't touch the spin-offs or anything that came after Team Silent's involvement, because after Silent Hill 4, Team Silent broke up, and every game done after that was done by a different team. And although some of them aren't bad, none of them I felt captured the spirit of Silent Hill again, to me personally. Like Downpour I thought was kind of boring, Homecoming I thought was kind of meh, and I honestly can't really remember the rest. Oh no, Shattered Memories, the reimagining of the first game, and by reimagining it's they made it so they took away your gun and made it more of a retelling of what happened before instead of it just actually you're experiencing it, because it's like a counselor meeting and they talk to you, and as they talk to you the events of the game happen, so you're like recounting it and things are slightly different. So it's sort of like, I'd almost recommend if you're going to play Shattered Memory, play the original to appreciate what Shattered Memory does different with it. I think that's the one on the Wii. I think that's the one that's I think Shattered Memory is the one that's the remake of the original. I need to go now, bye. Yeah, to be fair, I was going to wrap up soon anyway. I just wanted to finish my topic. But yeah, to finish my point that I started on with horror games, before I wrap up properly, I like, if you're going to do a first-person horror, give me a reason to fight back. Horror games that are just try and hide the enemy and try and avoid conflict and like jump scare simulator, I genuinely get bored of, because I don't get, I'd rather the atmosphere like stick, maybe have the jump scare horrors when it's set up well, but give me the ability to try and fight back against the odds, the satisfaction of being able to push back against a threat, other than it just being the Outlast or Amnesia thing where it's like, whoops, you got caught by the bad guy, you dead now, you know? Or I hope you're good, I hope you enjoy hiding in that locker for the next 5 minutes. It's what I loved about Alien Isolation, because at first you have no way to defend yourself against the alien, but then you get one, and you start getting more, and then more, and then more, and eventually you start turning the tide, and it goes from a terrifying horror game, one of the scariest, most like heart-pumping horrors out there, by the time you're on the other end of it, to one of the most satisfying action games there is, because you actually get to fight back. They still will rinse you if you give them the chance, but you actually get the ability to do something with it. And I kind of wish there was Ghostwire Tokyo I thought was going to be like full horror, and it just seems more like creepy action. And so like I'll probably get it eventually, but I'm in no rush, because that's the one that's made by the same team as Evil Within 2. So I've always been like cautiously optimistic and cautiously excited, but the more I see of it, the more I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine, but I'll get to it. But I am going to wrap this up here, as I said I would. As I said, I'm taking tomorrow off because it's Mother's Day. Monday is going to be Testament on Guilty Gear. Tuesday is going to be wrapping up Fairy Fencer F, because I need to actually do some grinding. I'll probably do that either today or tomorrow. Wednesday is going to be the Genshin update. They're adding a new area to explore, so that will probably be a good stream. And then either Thursday or Friday, I'll probably make it Friday because I'm working Thursday, or Thursday evening. I will probably do another Vania, and then figure out what I want to do next week, like the week after, the week when we get there. Because I want to see what happens with this Project Spartacus when it gets announced, and how soon it will launch when it is announced. Because if it's super soon, well, suddenly a lot becomes available to us, you know? If they say, oh, here's the announcement, it launches later this week, the Ultra Despair Girls is going to be the week after kind of thing. But yeah, thank you so much for watching as always. I will see you guys on Monday, but until then, take care now. Peace.